Hey everybody, you're listening to the Combo Wombo podcast. I'm Chip Monk. With me as always, the Mr. Gimpy.
What's going on, Chip? How's it going, brother?
What's happening? I'm just chilling now.
Dude,
Just chilling. Thirsty AF, dude. I got water. I got energy drink. I got some coffee here, dude.
Your body, your heart doesn't know which way to go, brother. It's just
dude.
Doom, all over
it's
the
all
place.
Over. I'm trying to wake up. I'm trying to get going, dude.
I get it.
I'm trying to seize the day, dude, or whatever.
What's that? Carpe diem, right?
Yeah, dude. Crap on a carp, dude.
Right.
I'm about that life now, dude.
I figure. Oh man. So there's been some interesting developments lately, man. You want to get into it right away, or want to catch up a little bit?
Yeah,
we talked a little bit before this.
What kind of developments, dude? You know me, bro. I'm just out here in the ether.
Yeah. So
in the vibes, dude. I've just been vibing along like a little electric eel, dude.
So the console wars are basically officially over, man. The only thing that's happening is
Steam One.
You choose, which logo you like better, which controller you like better, basically.
Right.
Exclusives are coming to each system. Helldivers 2 is coming to Xbox this week.
Nice.
Forza Horizon has gone to PS5. Gears of War launches this week on PlayStation and everything.
Nice.
Helldivers has a Halo ODST kind of event going on with
is
Halo
it cross-platform?
Shotgun.
Can I play with my peoples?
Yes.
All right, yeah.
Everything
this is the dream, dude. Finally.
I agree with you. This is the dream, but the Sega v Nintendo fanboy inside of me is a little upset. You know what I mean? Like, yes, I owned both the Super Nintendo and a Genesis, but growing up, I saved up for a Super Nintendo. I was a Genesis kid growing up, I think there's always been that part of me that's like, I want this console to win because I like the games on this better, but I've always had multiple consoles. It's just whichever I've had first is kind of where I leaned, so
yeah, for me, I was died in the great Sega Dreamcast, dude. When that went down, dude, I was like, I'm dead, dude. It's over.
Yeah, I think that
lost long ago, dude. The war's been done for me for a while, bro.
That was like the first big shot across the bow, right? And then Microsoft jumped in, Sony, Nintendo still clawing away.
A DVD drive, I feel like it would have been like a different timeline, dude. It's like the master timeline where like we've ascended. There's world peace. Ever was. Because the thing had everything, dude. That had like
it did.
Yeah, broadband, it had Phantasy Star, dude. It had like 4 people local co-op, bro.
Yep.
It was just ahead of its time, dude. It was like from the future to bring peace, and all it was a DVD player. And like Sony was just like, but the PlayStation 2's coming out. Everyone's like, I gotta wait and see what that's about.
Yep.
You didn't, dude. Everyone had just
Right.
And like, there's only so much you can put on a CD as well. Like that's the other big problem.
Yeah, the DVD player was a big
that's it, dude.
Win for Sony, and
they owned it too, dude. Like there's no lawsuits about that, dude. Like you can't have like a DVD on nothing else, dude.
Well, you get they had whenever you have a DVD player, because it was a Sony created thing, so Sony gets kickbacks, and it's the same thing.
I'd go so far to say if they re-released the Sega Dreamcast today with a DVD player, maybe a Blu-ray, you'd sell out, dude. I'd say it'd be competitive, bro.
But here's the thing,
change
though,
up
right?
the controller a little bit.
Well, the controller would just be an Xbox controller because that design is almost 1-to-1. It's just you just added a thumbstick to the on the right side.
Yeah, so ahead of its time. Whatever, man. So anyway, the console has been dead for me for a long time, dude.
Gotcha.
I was watching a commercial about Jet Set, and a little single tear came down my fucking eye, dude.
Yeah, but I think that from a console standpoint, exclusives are being like yearly timed things. I think that it's probably a good thing from a just pure gamer standpoint to play everything that, like, all the multi-platform releases, you can play with everybody. It's been that way this generation. It kind of kicked off the tail end of last, but this generation has really embraced cross-play. So I'm excited for it.
I think it's kind
I'm
of
a little
Fortnite,
worried.
dude.
I'm a little worried that
Fortnite got in there and busted it wide open, dude.
They're one of the
They
parts
entered
of it,
the I mean, they
Epic
were just suing and doing their shit, dude. They had to like literally sue everybody to get it working.
Yeah,
because nobody wanted to do it. And they're like, "Well, we'll just sue you then," and they won. Of course, we're like, "Yeah, that's illegal."
Yeah, and there's I am worried that parity or will be like there's no reason to buy a single console, which was the exclusives, right? But who's to say what the next generation will bring? It's like, is there a point to buying an Xbox?
Steam,
is there
bro.
a point to buying a PlayStation?
Buy a Steam Deck.
You can play everything on everything. I'm curious how marketing will work. And I'm just a guy in my basement, right? Don't take what I say into stock. But
we've been really right about a lot of stuff, dude.
I
don't know if you know this, dude. We have like a crazy track record. Dude. Like,
I don't like to think about it, dude, because we've spelled doom and gloom.
The future. Right. No, dude, we've been predicting. We predicted the fucking Microsoft buying out of Activision Blizzard, dude.
We did.
Who else was saying that like 2 years before it happened, bro? Like nobody.
Yeah, we said that. We said there'd be 2 giant acquisitions, and that Activision would be the biggest one. And no, that's true. That's true, man.
I'm telling you, like it's not like it was like it was just out of nowhere too. We're just like, what do you think? I'm like, probably this. I think we have like enough like knowledge about so much stuff that like I don't know, why not take wild swings and make crazy predictions? I did say Nintendo would try and build a car though, so
you did say that. Yeah, that hasn't happened yet. So, well,
I gave it a long
there's
time.
That Mario. There's that like Mario Kart like event in Japan. I don't know.
And they did have like an exclusive part at one point where they're putting like Nintendo Switches or something in cars as well, like exclusively in Japan.
That's true. I don't know. We're close. We're close.
Very close, dude.
Chip Stradamus is very close to being
like who else is calling Nintendo collabing with cars?
Yeah, right.
I'll wait.
True.
Nobody, dude. Like, I was saying they would make like a straight up like a Nintendo branded car though. Like they kind of did, but
right.
I did have a long horizon on that too, though. I think it was like within 10 years or something.
Yeah, you
crazy.
did. Yeah, exactly. So we'll see.
We'll see, dude. They're already tickling the ideas, dude, with these collabs, dude. So a hop, skip, and a jump away.
Yeah. So, with that being said, is there any exclusive that you remember from any era where it was a system seller and you associate it with that console and that console alone? And I'm assuming we're going to get a Sega answer from you.
Oh, no, for me, it's Half-Life 2, dude.
Oh, okay.
Where you had to have like the Steam account. That pissed me off. They didn't have Steam for like 7-8 years because of that, dude.
Because you're mad at that. And now look.
Yeah, I was like mad about DRM, dude. I was like, oh, this is bullshit. You're going to be locked to their platform. I don't own the game. It's always going to be on their bullshit library. I can't sell or trade it. I'm never purchasing shit from Steam ever, dude. And yeah, I cracked after like 8 years, dude. Like, I don't know. And now I'm like kind of back at that point again where I'm like, I fucking knew it, dude. Everybody's like coming around to where I was in the early aughts, dude. So yeah, I'm just way too ahead of the people. Like I just see where things are going, dude. I'm like, this isn't good. Locking down PC games. Can
I tell you about that time? Because that was around the time where we all kind of first met a little bit. Obviously, I met you through your brother. We didn't talk much then, but I do remember having a conversation with you then, going, because you were upset about Half-Life being a Steam exclusive. But my response, even back then, was, but it won't have secure ROM or safe disk, right? Which were the two anti-piracy measures that were invasive as hell and caused like your game to be unstable, just a lag, and one of them, I can't remember which one, I think it was secure ROM, literally broke disk drives. Right? Yeah. So that was my thought there, right? Where you won't have those two invasive things, and granted, like anti-cheat stuff now is more invasive than it's ever been.
Yeah, dude.
But do you remember the days of secure ROM and safe disk?
Dude. There was always anti-piracy things, but this was like always online, dude. Right? Like this is like way before everybody else. Like now it's just like assumed everything. Like even like the new Nintendo Switch, everyone's like finally now complaining Like, oh, I gotta be on the. Oh, I don't really own my game. It's like you never
It's
did.
it's because of consoles, though. It's because people
Yeah.
people associate like your computer as a separate entity, you know. So I think that's why it was easier to swallow. And when Steam came out, it was new enough where it was just a new concept where people got used to. But I think Steam, through Valve's leadership, has proven to be, more trustworthy than the initial fears. Right.
What happens when they want to get out of the game, dude, and he wants to sell Steam, and that becomes like part of Sony Entertainment.
Valve's EULA
Nintendo,
now, is very pervasive. So, or permissive, I should say. So on the outset, we'll be fine.
Sells it to bankers, dude.
But also, why would you want to get out when you're making billions of dollars from it, right?
Yeah,
I think my biggest issue with Steam is it turned Valve
how many
into
billions do you need? They really
it turned Valve into a conglomerate versus a game developer.
Here's
I miss
get out, dude.
Valve
if I was
games.
Gabe, dude, I feel like he's like still King Gabe at this point. He still has a ton of goodwill. Like, why not leave at the top? Because eventually, at some point, the tides will turn. You can't make everyone happy all the time. He's definitely seen the ebbs and flows of the gamers, so yeah, if I was him, dude, I'd get out. I'd be like, I got enough billions. I gotta do my own thing for now.
I mean, he's doing some science thing now. Like, that's like his main focus is like, I don't remember if it's AI or if it's some sort of
it seems like a lie, dude. Last time I
Save
saw
the
him, he was
whales
like
or
on a
something.
yacht, dude, chilling, dude.
Yeah, no, he's doing something
whales,
with the
dude.
ocean.
Yeah,
It's like with the ocean or something.
He's
Yeah,
doing weird billionaire shit on the
research.
international waters, dude.
That's true.
He's like, I don't trust that at all.
He has
dude.
FU money, right? Like,
he's like just throwing knives at like people on speedboats. He's like, all right, run it back.
Who wouldn't? Dude, if I was
he's just like
billionaire,
throwing knives.
I'd be hunting man. You know what I mean?
That's what he's
the most
doing, dude.
elusive animal of all.
Without saying it, dude. He's like, I gotta chum these waters for the whales, and he's like,
I don't fault him, dude. He's giving us Steam summer sales.
Yeah, dude. He's having the summer of his life, dude. I guess.
But so Half-Life was that game that you remember?
Yeah. What about you, man? Was your game that was exclusive?
My exclusive
platform where you're like, oh, sheesh.
Metal Gear Solid 2.
Metal Gear.
Obviously the system seller for Sony, for PS2s. I remember the launch of that and the public not yet knowing that Snake was not the main character. And people felt bait and switch.
Spoilers, dude.
For playing as Raiden. I remember the outrage of some people, but then like a few days later to a few weeks later, when people actually played the game and loved it, where it wasn't that big of a deal. I remember at that point, that game was the first truly cinematic movie quality, like story cutscene kind of thing. I still remember.
Are you trying to tell me it was absolute cinema, dude?
I am legitimately, right? But to this, like, one of my fondest memories looking back is I didn't have a PS2 growing up, but I had a friend who did, so we'd go over. I'd go over to his house and just play it. But when Metal Gear Solid 2 came out, he beat it one weekend, and the next weekend I went over, and he goes, dude, you're going to spend the night, you're going to stay here all weekend until you finish this game. Nothing else was played. We ate.
Yeah,
I just kept playing that game. And that's the first time I've played a single player game at someone else's house. But I was so enthralled with that, where it would be another like few years until I got that current gen console, because I was still on the PS1 at the time. I would end up getting an Xbox at that point, and kind of missing out on a lot of the PlayStation heavy hitters before they started porting to different consoles, right? Like Grand Theft Auto, I played at his house until it finally came out on Xbox years later, right? So, and then as I got older, like other friends had PlayStations.
So you're nostalgic for all this nonsense, dude? I'm fucking glad. No, I'm glad the console wars are over. This is bullshit, dude.
I'm not nostalgic for it, but that gave a certain mystique.
Romanticizing it,
I felt it gave a certain mystique to that console, right? Because I'm associating
Yeah.
the exclusivity with that console with that time. Like I still remember the like first like cutscene where you meet Vamp. You know, that's what.
Yeah.
So, I think that we're gonna lose some of that, and maybe it's a good thing we lose that, right? Maybe I'm remembering
Yeah,
it,
that's
and
what
people
I've
are
been
like,
saying,
oh, okay,
bro.
we were you know
That sounds
locked out
horrible,
of
Grandpa.
it from
Yeah,
you know a cost perspective. Like my family couldn't afford a new console, right? That's why I got
yeah,
an
dude.
Xbox years
All the new
later.
consoles is ridiculous.
But I feel kind of bad because
I
you
want
know
my shit on the cloud, always available, dude. Any device I log into, I want to be able to like peruse my software purchases, dude.
okay. I
Look
just
at you, man. You're
I don't know,
disgusted
man.
with
There's
that, dude.
something about generalizing everything where you lose the uniqueness, and we still have Nintendo, right? Nintendo is the last bastion
Doing their
of the
own
classic
weird
age.
shit, dude.
So you know,
I don't
obviously
know.
they're
Everyone
getting
hates them right now, dude.
they're
Is that
getting
still
crazy.
going
Nah,
on?
man, Bonanza's a banger from what I've seen. You know, that's one of the things I
Alright.
want to get, but we'll see, man. I you know. Metal Gear 2, Metal Gear Solid 2, speaking of it, you
Is
know,
Nintendo doing their
Raiden
own
was
thing?
a child soldier, right? We were all child soldiers back in the day, man. We were
Yeah,
Sega
dude.
versus Nintendo in
What
the
the heck?
playground, man.
The
We were
great console
Sony versus
wars.
Xbox on the playground, man. We were child soldiers going at it. But
Alright.
you
One
know,
never changes, dude.
so I weep for the kids who won't have that nostalgia or that same attachment to their console growing up, but I am jealous of them because it didn't matter doesn't matter what console your friend is playing a game on, you can play with them. You know, so I think there's ebbs and flows. So
Yeah, I think everything's going to like cell phones. Everyone will just be gaming on their cell
oh
phone.
yeah, that too.
That's basically it, dude. I mean,
yeah.
it'll be like, yeah, it'll be a controller and a screen, dude. You can just throw it on,
So
pitch it. It'll be great, dude. People will love it.
so saying
I don't know.
man,
The power is getting there, dude. Like the cell phones are crazy strong, dude. Like it's nuts, dude.
That's true.
It's basically a laptop at this point.
Let's not give it too much credit, but you're right.
Dude,
you're right.
Dude, come on. Look at the specs, bro. Look at those specs. I mean, they're charging like they're a laptop, dude. It's nuts.
Yeah,
dude.
if you ever plugged your phone into there's desktop mode for Android phones. That's
They got docking
wild.
stations,
I've actually
dude. You can throw
in a pinch. I had to use my phone as a makeshift laptop when I was on site for work. So you're right.
You can
it's there. We
plug
live
them
a
into a
crazy time,
docking
man.
station, have a little keyboard and a monitor, bro. Like I don't even know, dude.
Yeah,
Unless you're doing like hardcore gaming, dude, or like video editing, like it's probably fine, dude. Just get your Xbox or Sony Play on the app, and you can stream your games
Bluetooth
on there.
Connect it,
yeah, you can get your Genshin Impacts, bro, and you just sit back, emulate all the old games, dude. You literally have hundreds of thousands of games on there.
Yeah. I just worry
online play, dude.
I just worry about all that, man. Just because when you don't have anything unique, you get everything kind of becomes the same. Like remember when engines were a thing, when people had different, and now everyone uses Unreal. So yeah,
I mean, we called that years ago too, dude. Like,
yeah,
I told you guys like back I was looking at the Unreal 5 preview. Dude, this was like back when the podcast first started. I was like, you're like, oh, what's your thoughts on Unreal Engine, the new one? And I was like, everything's gonna start looking really good, and I think that's a bad thing because it's all gonna look the same. And then you're like, no. So, dude, I'm telling you, dude, we make some ridiculous predictions, bro. Like, I'm like, yeah, now everyone's starting to sound like us, like fucking 5 years ago, dude. Like,
so
we're so out of the game, dude. It's crazy.
With that being
said, it's kind of bothering me, dude. It's literally bothering me a bit, dude.
I do want to touch on one of the big things that happened the week prior.
I'm scared of what I might speak into reality next.
Google's AI video generation was at Gemini 3 that they released saying, okay, build whole worlds. It has memory. It can be used in gaming, movies, real world applications, things like that. Looking at that, the general public was very in awe about it. There's one thing in particular that I looked at and I was like, ooh, this looks really bad. And that's where someone was like doing a wingsuit over like a forest area, and there's so much dithering and just like generation to generate that model where it just looked really bad. And I'm like, okay, we're not there yet, but I will say this I like for real world applications, right? Like, okay, let's simulate taking a rover through an active volcano, right? Let's simulate life on another, or gravity and stuff on another planet. Something that you can't feasibly do here with real technology, right? Doing that
on the moon.
I think that's fantastic. Using it for movies
Gemini?
and gaming, I think is a terrible idea.
It's interesting. It's bad until it gets good, right? I don't know. I was looking at that and I was thinking about do you ever see RTX Remix, the technology that NVIDIA's doing?
Yes.
So what you can do with that is I'll just explain real quick. I'll give a quick overview. So you can go into older games and like change up textures and stuff on like these older games. So I was thinking if you could add something like that with this technology, like where you can like, pull in like a field of what you're viewing in an old school game and then like give it like a new breath of life. Kind of like an AI generation over things, especially if it's like keeping like consistent memory and stuff. I think like a half step like that. I've also seen people like do AI overlays of like GTA. They're like, take this video of me playing GTA and then like make it more real, make it realistic, and they do, and it looks incredible. I don't know. I think like there's another point though, like much like how there's like an uncanny valley for like, oh, this looks horrible and it's like terrifying for people. I think there's like another uncanny valley that if things get too realistic, it also gets incredibly uncomfortable for people as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's like the second, like there's like two pits. And I think like one's like, if it's like, and I think we've talked about before where it's like, I think people want to play GTA, but they don't want to be real.
Yeah.
Like if it looks like super realistic, it like becomes like uncomfortable and unsettling at a certain point.
Yeah. See, I think that like James Cameron, right, with Avatar, spent decades building this world, building Pandora, making it feel real but alien at the same time, right? Having just running it through an AI thing, going how to generate this world.
In like submarines, right? Like
right. I think that
these billionaires in there
has the potential to we're going to have a lot of AI slop with this technology gets better. I think that it's going to be just like lazily built, and you're not going to replace true environmental artists, true world building people. Rockstar, they create worlds that out of nothing, right? It feels lived in, feels real. From Red Dead to GTA, and I'm about to sneeze, so excuse me, but it's one of the things where, dude, I just don't want it. We had the era of open world games where you had people who weren't skilled in creating an open world like Rockstar was, right? Where you had these vast empty lands of just, why is this game open world, right? There's nothing to do. This advent of AI generated worlds screams that era is coming back, and it worries me from a creative standpoint. I don't like it. I don't like it for gaming. I don't like it for movies.
I think it's always been here, and like you just didn't realize it. Like go watch the creator of Shenmue talk about Shenmue 1 and like how they like did like the seed and procedural generation for like the trees, so they could fit trees onto like those discs.
Those are meshes though. That's
but it's like a single. It's the same concept, right? They're using like generative algorithms to produce trees and leaf and populate entire world with it, and like all to fit on like a single disc, all to save like disk space. I think it's like proc gen, procedural generation. It's like it's a little bit different, right, than like generative AI from like things, but it's also very similar. I think a lot of companies are already using it. They've been using it into some level, and like this is just like that next level. I also think this next level is like fake and it's garbage. I don't think like it's real. Like until it's real, it's not real. And I don't think they have they're just pouring money into this thing, thinking that like maybe if we pour enough money, this time will be different. I don't think that's the case, dude. I think this is like a $1 trillion disaster waiting to happen.
Yeah. I think for like real life CAD work or something, or like engineering stuff, it could be incredible. It could be.
I mean, like NVIDIA's been doing that kind of stuff with like their world simulation technology for a while now. Other companies have very specific things for like hydrodynamic stuff, like physics. Like when you get into like certain physics, like there's like certain pieces of software that specifically do that, like fluid simulation or whatever, dude. Like aerodynamic simulation for like certain like flight controllers and stuff. Like these are like billion-dollar companies that are out there. I don't know if like AI is going to be able to like take that data or steal their data somehow and then like integrate that and be like, oh, now we can, like they've stolen a lot of other data. So I don't know. This might be the Trojan horse of like ChatGTP to get them on like those computers. And then they're like, oh yeah, we just put this Microsoft shit that's on everything. You can't even like opt out of it now, like, or you can, but like it keeps on reinstalling it. Like,
shit.
It's like, oh, we'll just put Copilot on your stuff. We're not stealing your data. Oh, we have been stealing your data constantly, and there's also been tons of lawsuits about it. Always. Oh, we're not Google. We're not stealing your like Google Drive information. Oh wait, we are. Whoops. Our bad. Well, we're sorry. We won't do that again.
It's a conspiracy at that point.
No, it's real. These are real lawsuits, dude. Like this is not conspiracy, dude.
No, you're presenting it in a conspiratorial way. So
no, they're doing this on purpose. It's just like Google, like Street View, like they were stealing every electronic signal on there, like, and the judges like ruled against them. They're like, yo, you can't just like steal every electronic signal, Wi-Fi signal, cell phone signal on the street. That's fucking crazy illegal. And they're like, we're sorry.
I'm gonna have to cite your source, brother. That's
the lawsuit. Just type it in, bro. Type it into like type it into your Google search engine, dude. Like they can't even. Like,
all right. So
do some of your own research.
I will, dude. You
data breach
just came out
corporation,
out of the left field with this, brother. It's like you just dropped the Earth is flat on me in the middle of talking.
I hit you with some real shit, dude. Yeah, Google admits collecting Wi-Fi is the Guardian technology. This is May 2010. Google has accidentally accidentally gather extracting of personal web activity from domestic Wi-Fi networks through Street View cars used since 200007, dude.
Okay, all right. Cite that link, brother. We'll put it on there for people. I'll call it Chip's conspiracy source.
12 years ago. This one's Reddit, NPR, Google. Court decision means another look at Google Street View, 2013.
Right,
yeah, dude, this is like known, dude. So yeah, if you don't think these companies will steal your shit and like use that to like try and make some weird future AI god that they're creating, dude, like you're out of touch, bro.